right, want to find out what Aaron Boone has to say about the outcome of this one. Yanks falling to the Reds. In 11, it is the manager's report brought to you by Toyota.
Aaron, how handcuffed were you with needing Leiter to go out there for a second inning?
Well, I mean, what do you mean as far as?
Coming off 27 pitches the night prior.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. I mean, kind of a Warriors effort there by Mark. You know, I thought even in the last inning there, you know, didn't get dinged around too much. And, you know, so just obviously running through the pen there and Brew being the only one we got left down there and knowing we're going to be able to shoot him only for maybe a couple innings. You know, he felt like, you know, he had enough left to go, and just respect the heck out of him taking the ball there and in a really tough spot.
What happened with Jazz and Mark Wegner once he went back out to third base?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jazz didn't like the 2-0 call. You know, some words at home plate within the at bat. You know, and then Jazz went out and, you know, says he wasn't saying anything to Mark Wegner, and Mark was looking down at him and ends up running him. So, you know, not a great situation.
Was there any debate on your part to send Carlos back out for another inning?
No. Once he came in, I knew he was kind of done on a 100-degree night like that. You know, Steer had a pretty good at bat against him in his last time. Felt like he was done there.
Well, Weisman was like pounding his chest. Could he not get his breath or something?
I think towards the end he just got wiped out. You know, being under the weather yesterday. You know, he just. I think as the inning got long there, you know, started to feel that a little bit.
Devin had a quick inning there. Did you consider going back with him first?
Say it again?
Devin had a quick inning. Did you consider going back?
No, just one with Devin.
You guys have been pretty strict on that so far this year. Is that something that you're kind of sticking to, that he'll only go 3 outs at a time?
With Devin? Yeah, I mean, there may come a point where obviously you get to a point at different points in the season where, you know, you need a 4th out, but no, not wanting to go 2 innings with him yet.
With Carlos, was it just the weather, or was there something else telling you that was it at 88?
He was done. He was done.
What do you kind of make the offense in extra innings, especially on the road?
Yeah.
It's been tough to come by runs. What do you think of the approach tonight?
Yeah. You know, I know Wellesley's trying to get a ball he can pull and kind of gets the head out on one and pops it up. And then, you know, we pressure him. We get the bases loaded and just don't get the big hit. I mean, that's, you know, that's what we've struggled for a little bit here over the last, you know, 10 days or so. So, yeah, we just got to keep at it. And, you know, obviously we get the run there in the 11th. But, you know, we're trying to score. I thought Wellesley's approach there right away was the right one. You know, and then JD I thought came up and had a really good at bat, hits the ball well the other way. They're playing him well in the gap, so you just got to keep at it and hopefully break through on the road there.
What's your biggest concern right now, would you say?
Just you know, anytime you're in a long stretch like this, you know, where your pitchers are going on 5 days and you're leaning on your bullpen and you're playing a lot of close games, so you're in leverage spots a lot. You know, just making sure you're finding spots to take care of guys in a long season too. But just that, you know, that long stretch of games where you're in the grind of it, making sure guys are staying sound physically.
With Jazz, you know, obviously it's a tight game there. Are you fine with him getting tossed in this spot?
No, I don't want him getting tossed there. You know, I want me to get tossed there in those situations. So, you know, but, you know, I'll have to continue to look into this. I've talked to Jazz about it as far as was it justifiable. You know, a lot of the conversation, my understanding within the at-bat was not around that one pitch. Like, he was asking him other pitches that he swung at, like, where's that? And then Jazz is adamant that he did not say anything to him other than Mark looking at him and saying, why are you looking at me? And that's when Mark ran him.
What did you think of their pitcher, starting pitcher, pretty dynamic the first 3 innings, and then second time around, you guys got to him a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, understandable why they're excited about him. I mean, that's not only is a big fastball, but it profiles really well. It was jumping, and I thought he did a good job of really setting a lane at the top, because I thought we did a good job of not really chasing him. We weren't chasing out of the zone much up, but he was really good at the top of the zone and mixing in enough secondary to where he was racking up some strikeouts. But I thought eventually we're able to really pressure him enough, and really the only mistakes he made with the fastball earlier were yank the two balls down to Jazz that he was able to really sting. Obviously Benny got us started with a big one on a secondary pitch, so I thought he was really impressive. But thought we did some good things against him to grab the lead.
With as good as your offense is it at all confusing to you that you guys have struggles in extra innings?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's. I mean, I know on the road we've had some struggles. Like, how many games have we played? I don't know.
1 and 6.
1 and 6 on the road, or overall. 0-5. Yeah, I mean, we've had a hard time scoring runs in extras on the road. I don't think that's emblematic of who we are as an offense. I feel quite certain we're a really good offense. We haven't gotten some hits. We played a couple games in extras where, in a week where we weren't scoring many runs, that it's going to happen. So I feel like our hitting room, our hitting group is really buttoned up from an approach standpoint. It's a long, tough season. Hitting's hard. So, I'm more encouraged by what I've seen from the offense over the last 5 days, and we're getting back to really having the right kind of at-bats as a club to pressure guys, and we're going to break through and get hot here eventually.